Hey, it's Joe Lines. The other day, Maestrith and I were talking about whether we should switch to AutoHotkey version 2 or not. And one of the things we really liked about it was so many things have functions in it, are switched to functions instead of commands. Apparently, there's still some commands, and if I remember correctly, even the SplitPath was still a command in version 2. We were really surprised. And so during the call, we're like, yeah, I just make a function for that. And then Maestrith, of course, cranks this out in 3 seconds. And I thought, hey, you know what? Let me share it. And I'm going to share it. I'm also going to demonstrate some other cool things about Studio, AutoHotkey Studio, in this video. So this is the SplitPath function that Maestrith wrote. I have it, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's in my library file, right? In your library, there's 3 places you can store them in AutoHotkey, that if you put them there, you don't have to use an include. And so that's one of the things I like about it. I put it in my lib folder under where I have AutoHotkey installed. And then what I'm going to do here is I want to show, because I'm going to put it in a different file. So I'm going to add a second control up here. So I'm going to put a control above and a scintilla control. When you first do that, it opens the same file twice, right? And so this literally, if I change something up top, you'll see it's down below also. Let me do it here. So see how it's doing in both, right? So it's really kind of weird, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to close this file and I'm going to create a new file up here. Oop. Try it again. Okay, and I don't know why that's not... Oh, it created it down here instead of there. Okay, well, you know what? Let me just, in this one, I will get to the lib folder file. There we go. So now it's in the top. And so that is in this, and we're going to start a new script, right? So let me throw in my normal junk here. I don't need that. This just has my hotkeys and some other stuff, but we don't even care about that. And let's do an example. So let's say we had a path. Oh, you know what? Let's grab a path. There we go. It doesn't really matter what it is. So that's the path. Path equals that. Whoa, hey. All right. And now we're going to use that function. So I'm going to say split path, put it up here, and then it's just going to, what's the path? It's the variable path. And up above, you'll notice it's actually returning an object, right? So let me put a messagebox here, %. So if I know the extension of what I'm doing, I should say the key value pair, right? The key, which in one, let's say I want the name no extension. So .nne, I'm going to save it, run it, hit my hotkey. So that's why the SQLite this whole thing here is just the SQLite 3 works no.dll, right? Because it's name no extension. So that's the file name no extension, right? If I change this, changes to drive and run it, it's the B drive, because it's actually a fake drive, but we don't need to care about that. And let's see, what are the other ones? dir, hit it, and there's the directory it's stored in, right? And let's say you had a preference where actually when it returns directory, you want it to have the / on it, right? You could add that up in the above your own function and tell it, hey, you know what? I know directory doesn't normally come with it, but I want it in mine. So it's whatever the fact is that it's your function. You can tweak it how you want. Now, let's say you didn't know which abbreviation it was, and this was kind of hard to get to, right? So this is where if you have Maestrith's M function, which is really cool, and I'll try to put a link to it, but if you search the forum, you'll find it. And so let's say M and, oh, you know what? I shouldn't have got rid of everything. I want to get rid of this, and then wrap this, wrap all of this in here. So now when I run it and hit my hotkey, it shows nothing. Why is that? Split path. That should have worked. It's returning an object. Well, let me just do this. Let me do this. I wonder if I do it. Let me try this one time, then I'll move it. Nope, that is not working. So let me do this. Put this up here, and then put var here. Okay, I don't know why that's not working. You know what, let me save this file. Sometimes Studio acts a little weird. I don't think this is it, but... And exit out of that other unnamed file. Studio sometimes acts weird with unnamed files. There we go, and that was, for whatever reason, that was it. So now I can just peek in here because his M function, if you have an object in there, it will break out the key value pairs for you. So here is the dir equals this, and you can see the values, right? Drive is this, so any of these things, this is the dot that I would put at the end of this, right? So .dir, .drive, .ext, .filename, .name no extension, right? So these are the options I can have, and so if you have that M function that Maestrith wrote, it also has, notice here, I can hit clipboard. If I hit clipboard right here, it'll copy this and move forward. If I hit clip exit, it'll copy it all, but it exits out of the script for me. This will just straight up exit the app without shoving it into the clipboard. And these two I haven't worked with. I think the file dump is supposed to save it to a local file and then open it, but I know I was trying that the other day and it wasn't quite working, so I'm not going to test those right now. I have no idea what S does. Settings coming soon. Oh, that's funny. So, so anyway, I just thought I'd share that function with you. I think I really love doing stuff with functions instead of commands. They're, to me, far superior, and just, again, I don't have to, if I needed to access the directory, I wouldn't have to save this as a variable, even though I did it. You know, let me rewrap this now that we've learned that was the other problem. Yeah, so it wasn't a problem having it in here. It was just the unnamed file, and for whatever reason, Studio with an untitled file where it wasn't saved as given a name, it can have some quirks. So I highly recommend you don't work with an untitled file. I'd work with the default file all the time, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool, this M function. I'll put a link to it, and it also supports even HTML stuff, and it's really got a lot of options. You can easily add other things, but hope that helps. Cheers.